Hi, welcome to Life Lifter. I'm Eric, the White Panda. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why it is that you're most likely always failing at the diets that you start. And then specifically, because I don't want this to be negative, what it is that you're gonna have to do if you ever want to actually start some sort of plan or program and stick with it to have some real significant weight or just health in general change in your life. Just really quick on me, I have been overweight my entire life. In fact, in basically 5th grade, whenever I was in PE class, the football coach took one look at me and instantly saw that I was going to be an offensive lineman, all the way back in 5th grade. So I've always been overweight. I never really tried diets until high school and college. So in high school, I tried the Atkins diet. I only stuck with it for like a week or so. In college, I tried Weight Watchers, and then also paleo for a very, very brief stint. I was never able to really stick to anything for any significant amount of time or have any real significant change in terms of my weight and health. Now that leads me to this year. So January 1st of 2017, I weighed 388 pounds. And by May 1st of 2017, I was at 328. So I lost 60 pounds. And afterwards, I really had to start thinking to myself, what was it that changed from when I had tried all these other times to lose weight to now? Even though at the time I wasn't on a program anymore, but I still wasn't gaining the weight back. I just wasn't really losing anymore, nor was I really focused necessarily on that. Something had changed, and I was able to lose significant amounts of weight in a 4-month time span, and my life was really different than what it was before, and I felt a lot better. So something had to be different this time than what happened before, and something was, which is the point of today's video. When I looked back at it all, what had really changed was motivation. And if you're immediately rolling your eyes or frustrated, that's fine. You need to hear me out just to know why I say motivation. Because it really was the one main difference between now and then, when I tried all these things, was an event that happened to me that ended up being the catalyst for everything and eventually leading me to take action because of proper motivation on my end. The important thing to note is that as a overweight person, my entire life I've had embarrassing moments happen to me that I've easily forgotten, because that's just what you do whenever you're overweight. Whenever you have embarrassing or frustrating things happen because of said overweightness, you try to forget it, you try to move on, because otherwise it's just not fun. But this time it was different. I actually thought about what happened and let it really kind of seep in and actually affect me. Maybe it's because this was the main event that happened when I was adult and not a kid. I'm not quite sure. So back in 2013, I was for a very brief time a math teacher. Again, this was a very brief time. And at the end of the school year, so the 2012 to 2013 school year, we had our end of year field trip to Six Flags over Texas in Arlington. And I was, of course, a chaperone as I was a teacher with the kids. Now, I love amusement parks. I, as a kid, probably went to around 15, up until about, I think the last one I had gone to was senior year of high school. So in my young life, I'd probably been about 15 amusement parks. And my favorite thing was roller coasters. I always enjoyed roller coasters more than anything else. So to finally get back to an amusement park, I was really looking forward to it. I had planned out the day with some co-teachers. There's going to be a group of about 3 to 4 of us. We were going to hit all the big rides at the amusement park, and we were going to have a really fun time. So when we got to my first roller coaster, or the first ride, I stood in line, got up to the train, and when I immediately got into the seat and started to sit down, there was a problem. I had to like forcefully get myself into the seat, and it was really painful, and alarm bells started going off in my head. What made it worse was whenever the harness was supposed to come down and click in place, it wasn't even close to fitting. And I was having a crisis because I knew it was not going to fit, and I was around 4 people who I considered friends, and one next to me started looking at me. So I tried to just quickly get out of there. I told them that I guess it wasn't going to work, and I got off and I exited out the exit of the ride. As an overweight person, I did not want this to become a deal, so I just tried to blow it off and secretly hoped that maybe there would be other rides that I could. So the entire day, from about 9 a.m. till 6 p.m., went from ride to ride to ride, and I wasn't able to fit in any of them. But you don't really know until you get up there, so you know, you just have all these events that you keep hoping you're going to be able to ride a ride, and it just gets smashed down and defeated every single time. It was awkward with the people I was with because, you know, they couldn't really say anything to me. I mean, they couldn't really say sorry because it was my fault why I couldn't ride the ride. So, you know, we just kind of had this awkward kind of tension the whole day between me and myself and them, not really knowing what to really say to me to try to make it better. So what compounded it all was at the end of the day, a couple students came up to me on the bus ride home. One of them said, hey, I saw you walking out the exit of the ride all by yourself. What were you doing? And another one said, hey, I heard a rumor that you couldn't fit in the ride. Is that true? And as a middle school teacher, you can't let any students get things over on you. And I didn't really know how to handle that, and I wasn't really going to lie, so I just ignored them and went on my way. But the entire rest of the day, it was really difficult to not just kind of break down. And then later that night when I got home, I did just kind of break down with frustration over it all. So this event that happened to me in 2013, I couldn't get it out of my head. But it wasn't a defeating thought or negative or depressing. I don't really get depressed by it. It was more defeating because I was realizing the lost moments I would have. So it came to my realization that one of my most favoriteest things to do in all the world, go to amusement parks, I could never do again because of my weight. And as I thought about that and that day and the embarrassment, but really the fact that I was losing this huge chunk of joy and happiness because of my weight, that's what really weighed on me and just got me thinking all the time about it and about my future. I have to stress this like as the most important thing. You can't be depressed if you have these things happen to you. And I wasn't depressed. Again, I had to think about it in a positive light and in terms of something that I should be able to do as a normal American citizen, but couldn't do because of my own choices in my life. So about a week after the event, I decided to actually write it down in a journal that I've since lost, but I decided to actually write down what it was that happened in detail and how I felt about it. And this was important because then it wasn't lost to all the other moments in my life that have been embarrassing because of my weight. Because I actually took the time to write it down, I really remembered it in detail, and it continued to stay in my mind. And I continued to just think about it over the next year and then 2 years and so on and so forth. This event really stayed with me. So as I continued to think about it, it eventually led me to start taking some actions. And these actions kind of got more practical and serious over time. So the first actions I did was to actually learn about weight loss. So I watched a lot of documentaries, read a lot of articles, and even read a book about weight loss. It didn't lead me to any real action until 2016. So in 2016, I decided to put my money where my mouth was and do this camp. Everything kind of looked good on the outside, which is why I was willing to do it. It matched a lot with what I had been researching. But when I finally got into the organization, a massive red flare kind of propped up. And it was that they were expecting me to cook all of my own meals like 6 times a day. And for somebody who's never cooked food his entire life, it was way too big of a jump. And I just couldn't do the diet portion of it. I could do the workouts that came with the $400, like you get like a personal trainer and you do these CrossFit-esque workout routines that are designed for more overweight people. I could do those, and that was really fun, but the dieting part was really way too really extreme and crazy for somebody like me who had never cooked food his entire life. Again though, that's not really the point. The point is that I even tried it in the first place. I never would have tried it if I hadn't been thinking about and meditating on what happened before. So that was the next action that it took. This camp that I did in 2016 was a really good learning experience because it made me continue to hone further the actions that I knew that I was going to really take, which meant really the food or the diet part. I needed to really kind of figure that out, which is what led to 2017. Again, you need to think about your life and your moment or event that has been something that's happened to you. You need to think about it and you need to write it down. Like you just have to write it down. And you're gonna have to write down your emotions and how it made you feel. You're never gonna have any success unless you have a specific thing that you can really kind of prey upon that's gonna help you to make the changes that are gonna lead to, for example, the 60 pounds of weight loss I've had just in 2017. You'll never have any success losing weight if there isn't something deep in you that isn't satisfied with where you're at. When it's saying satisfied, I mean you're not happy just thinking about losing weight or planning to lose weight. If you're not just happy thinking about it anymore, that's when your action can actually occur. Next week is going to be my first weigh-in. I haven't done a real weigh-in since really May 1st, so I'll be able to check and see where I'm at, and I will again do a weigh-in of the 16th and the 1st of every month. The goal weight for the year is to be to 299 pounds, which means I plan on losing 89 pounds for 2017. And I'll, 2018, I'll have another goal. I have another weight that I'm going to try to get to. Also in that video, I'm going to tag along with it the easiest thing that I've done that's really helped jumpstart my weight loss. So this is an actionable thing that I've been doing to help me lose weight so far. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button. If you didn't, that other button works as well. If you want to see more videos as they come out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to see what it is that I do for a living, I'm going to have a link in the description. You can go check out my website. This is really if you're in the Wilmington, North Carolina area. Again, this is Eric, the White Panda. Thanks for watching.